This is why I'm scared to death of love. Because if you send love out into the world, loving people show up. And that is the scariest thing to me. I'll give you an example, well, a few examples, and see if you can see things from my perspective. Um, on this video titled, I Need You to Save Me, the purpose of my channel, and I don't even know how many videos there's up there, but it's got to be close to 2,000 videos. Um, and this guy posts this comment. I want your opinion on this post. Oh, I lost it. Where is it? Where is it? Oh. Okay. Tell me what you think. Is this a really, really good advice, or do you see that this would make me want to have a cigarette? Take your take your focus off the negative. You will only find more. I can only watch half the vid. What do you do that makes you happy? I have little fun on my channel called Agafi Song. See if it gives you a smile. I'm a friend in YouTube land. Till next time. Okay, so your opinions. Do you think that's really, really good advice? Or do you think that that is like, stab me in the heart, make me want to have, like, what is the purpose? Like, I'd rather die than live in a planet that would think that was good advice. Because, first of all, most of that video was about, hey, in order to save me, you have to listen to what it takes to save me, not push your idea on me, but listen to what it is I need, and help me with that. But this guy says he didn't even listen to my video. So it's like this guy comes in, and this is what we do, is we don't listen to what people need. What would it take to have you a will to live? This guy says, I don't really give a shit what your will to live is. He is directing, it's like, oh, come to my channel. So he's basically saying he's getting a lot of fun if everybody comes to his channel and gives him all of the attention. So basically what he's saying is that if I go and pay attention to him and follow him and mirror him, then I will have a much better experience. And what is he doing? He's focusing all on the positive and none on the negative. Because if you're going to look for negative, you're going to find it. And it's like, okay, what does that say about our planet? That if you're looking for negative, you can find it that easy. If you were living in heaven, I think that if you're looking for negative and find it, you ain't in heaven. That would be like, okay, yeah, we know we live in hell and there's a hell of a lot around it, but just don't look at it. It's not there. Let's just keep our blinders on and pretend it ain't there. And it's like Wayne Dyer does the same thing. Focus on the positive. As soon as your brain goes off into a negative thought, like, oh, there's a big bad problem that you need to solve, no, your brain's supposed to shut off and say, oops, there goes my brain again, and get yourself back on the track of only looking at the positive. And it's like, how's it working for you? I mean, that's getting the rich get bigger cars, and yeah, you're a creator. You can create anything with the fun that you're creating at the cost of all of human life. Because while a child is being sexually abused right in front of you, you're too busy having fun over there. Don't look at the negative. Let's just not even worry about that kid. Yeah, it's bad, it's sad, but what can you do? That's life. For me, I can't live in that world. That's just not my concept of living with good intention. And then somebody else suggested go to these intention type communities. While when you push out an intention, you're actually doing more harm. Intention can only be from within. And a lot of people don't know the danger with intention. So when I go up to any of these intention places, I am like their enemy because they don't have the same intention as I do. And for me to even describe how intention works is kind of insulting because then they see everything they're doing is kind of killing people. So it's like, I'm the plague. And then this really, really, really loving person, this is another example of both intention and how damaging it is. But Dave, who showed up at my channel, who um, was really, really depressed and didn't have any will to live whatsoever, and came to my channel and felt like he transformed his whole life. And his story is really, really painful at the amount of abuse that he had to endure. And, I showed him love as a friend, and he was being loving back, but he wasn't loving in the right way. And I'm trying to explain it because this guy has so much loving intention. He's got the power, meditation. Like this guy, um, with his idea of love and putting out intention, does more harm than he realizes. And I'm the one that's suffering from it. And basically he's living with this rule that says people always abandon me, people um, always turn against me, he can't trust anybody. So he's got to create our relationship because we were developing a friendship. He's out in England. Because of his experience, the amount of pain that you've experienced, if you can transform it, it's the amount of love that you're actually capable of experiencing. So just because of the level of tragedy, and knowing the power of intention that this guy has, if he can transform that level of pain into the level of love that he is supposed to, it's his purpose, it's why he's here on the planet. If he can do that and help write the book that I was suggesting, but he didn't want to listen to any advice. And part of that advice is don't come here to help me. He was looking for a purpose in his life. I was trying to show him what the purpose is. He was telling me he's a writer, so I'm like connecting the dots for him to see his purpose is about writing his book. I gave him information on here's sort of like the skeleton, but here's do something with your life, like with purpose and with intention for self, that this is what you put out into the world. But no, he came here with intention to help me out write my book. So he thinks that he was giving me this big massive gift, and it's like, no, you cannot. If I Because the computer, then the typewriter stopped working, which oddly enough, who was I communicating with at the time that I was having all of these computer problems? And my as soon as I stop talking with him, the keyboard starts working again. And he's on the other end of the planet, and he knows how to work with intention. And I've seen people able to make technology stop working. I've seen people enter the room and my technology stops, and then they leave the room and then it starts again. I mean, only when you're really observant when something's not working do you kind of see, okay, who's in the room, or what could be causing it from something that we can't see. And when you see patterns, you can see it repeat over and over again, you can kind of start to see some of these things. And intention works like that. That's what we are all doing, but we don't know how to master intention because we're so much pushing. He was pushing intention out to do good to me so much that he was wrecking my keyboard. And he was also manifesting his, during talking with this guy, his brother died, which was a really painful his experience to relive all of the abuse that he had to live. through. And then when we stopped communicating, the keyboard, his mother had just died. So he was going through reliving so much pain that I was the target of that pain. And he doesn't realize the words he was saying to me were so hurtful that I had to leave the conversation. And and on top of it, I had to sort of somewhat abandon the book because the keyboard wasn't working. It was like, hey, if your intention is to do all of this, don't do it for me. Do it because you're as passionate about doing it because you see the purpose of it. You see that that's why you've been here on the planet. It's not my thing, it's your thing. And you can't be doing it because of me or for me or with me. It's got to be following your own freaking advice, not my advice. So clearly, if this guy doesn't see that, oh, he's a writer, he has a book inside him, but he's stuck in the pain of living through creating this experience that people abandon him. So he's going to push as much as he can to make sure that I'm not in his life so I appear like I've abandoned him. But I haven't, and I'm here, and I'm a friend, and I wish he wasn't in that much pain. But it's almost like he needs to be stuck in that pain, same as I am with my smoking. Like, it doesn't help. That is where I gain the strength, is when I see that going on. What goes on in my mind is, that's how strong I gotta be. I gotta be stronger than that negative energy. And damn it, I'm getting worn out. But it's like, okay, God wouldn't give you anything you can't handle. And it's like, okay, it's, you hate the friggin' lesson no matter how tough it is, but you know you asked for it, so you got to suck it up and just do it. So I am kind of doing it, but still sucking at it. But it is because love is very painful that um, I will develop loving relationships. But when these loving relationships experience any kind of pain, they throw and target all of their pain on the ones they love the most because they can't do it to the ones that they hate. You know, the ones that they hate are a little bit too big for them. Um, it's a lot easier taking it out on the ones that they love, and the ones that we love are people pleasers. We can understand where their pain is coming from, but you're actually killing us, you know. So to these guys, it is the new mindset is, yeah, look at the negative until you don't see negative anymore. It's time to transform all negative into positive. That is the tribe. That is the intention group that I want to live with. That if you have an intention to, you know, make sure nobody's hungry, don't start little food banks that are nothing but band-aids, but figure out what's the cause of everything. And it's like, take a travel, you know, to outer space and go far and look at your planet from a higher perspective and say, what's really going on? You know, you can see people doing this and doing that, you know, and kind of ask, what's the cause? What's causing people to do this? And it's like, okay, people are only paying attention to shit is wrong because you're losing your jobs. Oh, people think that everybody's losing their jobs because of bankers. What's causing bankers to do what they're doing? Oh, because of law. They're able to do things with law. You know, law is wrong, but it's the best system we've got. But what's causing us not want to change the law so that law actually creates peace? Who creates laws? How can you tell when a law is good? You know, like, so then maybe we need one law that is like the carrot to chase for, just because you have a perspective of how to look at things. And it's like, if that carrot we're chasing for in our life experiences, all things must die, then there's going to always be a problem, a negative that you'll always be able to see because people are dying, and that's kind of negative. But if it is nothing ever dies, how does the world change? You know, how do you view your perspective? How do you love your life? How the air that you breathe? And take a look a little bit even further and wonder what's causing people to see aliens, and what's the purpose of aliens, and are aliens here to make sure that you live eternally if doing the right thing, the carrot is no human life dies? If you accept that all things are dying, then it's like, why complain about somebody killing you if all things die? If that's the purpose of living, I wouldn't want this human experience. That ain't a lesson I want to learn. I like the challenge. Peace out.